Hello everyone, Sky here. Today I'll be talking about Huo Huo, the second limited sustain that is ever released in Honkai Star Rail. There's quite a bit to discuss about this character. I feel like this needs its own video, despite the past videos that I've been talking about sustains. So let's begin. I'll be talking about her pros and her cons. So first, the good things about Huo Huo. She can provide a team-wide 20% energy as well as an attack buff of 40% for 2 turns when she activates her ultimate. When Huo Huo uses a skill, you get 2 turns of team-wide buff called Divine Protection, where it will automatically cleanse your allies when they begin their turn, as well as heal them slightly when they use their ultimates, or when their turn starts. If she has E1, the team gets a 12% speed buff tied to the number of turns that the Divine Protection has left. Seems pretty good all rounded. The energy buff is huge for characters like Eglaia, who wants to stay in an outstate, Jingliu, that wants to stay in a spectral transmigration state, and the out does help with the stacks, bot teams, and many more. Divine Protection helps in some annoying fights, such as the recent MOC, the past MOCs rather, where you have this mob called the Howling Cascade, which you remember from the Xianzhou arc in the prison. I believe it's the mob that appears in the prison, where you will cast this terror grip mechanic, and if you don't attack the Howling Cascade, you will get the crowd control. But with this Divine Protection, when your turn starts, while Divine Protection exists, right, you will get automatically cleansed, and then the terror grip will just get removed, as if you didn't do anything, like you ignored the mechanic. And being an abundance healer, she can access the use of the F2P light cone Quid Pro Quo to funnel energy to characters such as Eglaia and Robin, who have massive energy pools and could struggle with upkeeping their ult. And that's the pros of having Huo Huo as your sustain. Alright, now that we talked about the pros, now the cons, the part where most people don't like to hear about, because no one likes bad news. Huo Huo's healing is simply not enough. A blast healing in the current meta, where remembrance characters are increasing in number, which makes the size of the team bigger. For context, healing a character such as Eglaia or Remembrance MC will use 2 of the 3 targets on both them and their memo sprite. So instead of having 4 characters on a team where you can heal everyone except Huo Huo in one skill, you now end up only healing like either 3 characters or 2 characters plus the memo sprite. So the memo sprite kind of have to, in a way it steals one of the targeting of the Huo Huo skill. So compared to other healers like Ling Sha, where they have a team-wide heal, or Gallagher and Luo Cha, where they can provide something similar using their ult for Gallagher, and for Luo Cha is having his field up, and then anyone attacks, then they get the heal for the whole team. Also, having to use the skill constantly on Huo Huo just to heal could prove to have some SP problems if you do not have a E1. The attack buff from Huo Huo can be niche when Robin exists, who provides lots of attack through her ultimate. Also, characters like Eglaia or Jingliu, for example, they have a lot of self-attack buffs. Another example is the Lushanka or Lushaka Plana set is able to stack with having like 3 characters. So you can have like a DPS and then your three supports all holding Lushanka, and then you can stack 3 times. The DPS has to be in the first slot, by the way. And then they provide like a massive attack buff. Also, with the meta supposedly shifting to HP scaling, such as 3B and My Day for now, attack has become less valuable. Divine Protection also has a hard cap of 6 triggers. So if you don't refresh it before then, your team will not be cleansed, which can potentially catch you off guard if you're not paying attention to it. Which does happen. It has happened to me as well. Because when you are doing the battle, why would you count how many times it trigger? You just play, then you see the number below, oh, run out, then you use your skill, alright? Which leaves her energy being the only value left that she can provide that I guess is valuable. This is actually great for characters like Yun Li and Eglaia, two characters that rely very heavily on their ultimate, as well as Robin, of course, outside of follow-up teams. However, some of the top tier DPS don't need energy, such as Fei Xiao and Acheron. Plus, we don't know if in the future we're gonna have more characters like that. I don't know. Can't see. Also, some characters like Firefly, who have a very large energy pool, I believe it's 350, where the ult won't affect much, because it's like only 20%. Plus, with character like Firefly, you rather run a different sustain, such as Lingsha or Gallagher. Also, as a Quid Pro Quo user, a character like Gallagher with his self-action advance through his ultimate is a way better user of Quid Pro Quo. But that doesn't mean that Huo Huo can't do the job well enough. She still can do the job, just that she's not the best in-slot user of Quid Pro Quo. And her E1 speed buff, with the extra 1 turn of quality of life, it requires an entire character pool. And as she is a abundance character, it's simply not valuable enough in the current state of the game to pull for her E1, just for the small QOL buff. So overall, in conclusion, what would be her true value? I would say, as a rerun character and being a sustain, especially on the abundance path, her current value at this point in the game is simply too low to be considered worth a pull. However, if you play characters like Yun Li or Eglaia, who really rely on their ultimate, especially Eglaia, but do note that I have done a 3 cycle clear with Eglaia without Huo Huo and without Robin on a MOC that is not favoured for her. So I would say it's not the end of the world, even if you don't have it. But it would be nice. Okay, it would be nice. And I'm also a Yun Li player who has skipped Huo Huo. You can consider her as their BIS sustain for now, but as I said, keep what I said in mind. It is not required. But having her would be better. It is unlikely Hoyoverse will make a similar kit on a sustain that's better, but it's too early to predict such things, as we have seen what happened to Sunday and Sparkle. With the new planner pointing to a brand new upcoming healer, which I believe is the Groove planner, the green color one, it might be good to wait and see what the healer does before deciding if you really need Huo Huo for your account. You're not going to fail endgame just because your sustain didn't give you 20% energy or 40% attack. I think if anything, you will probably fail because you don't have the second sustain. Then, at this point, you can consider for Huo Huo if you really cannot wait for whoever the next healer is. I don't know who. Sustain characters' value are low, like I said, so don't fall for that trap. If you can wait, I think you should wait, because it is literally being pasted on our face, okay? On the planner, the new planner, a new healer is coming, okay? There is no way they're going to give us a healer planner set, right? That works for nobody, and not another new healer is coming. Okay, let's be real, okay? I don't think any of the healers are going to want to hit 180 speed. Even if you tell me that it is possible, or you've probably shown me a Lingsha with 180 speed is whatever, but realistically, right, surely Hoyoverse does not expect you to use a planner that requires 180 speed and make you have to pull relics, roll relics that have like insane speed substats. Obviously not. they're going to give you a character that can easily and comfortably hit the stat required. That I am pretty sure I can confirm. How they'll do it, I don't know. But yeah, it is better to skip first and get her later, rather than you get now and then you regret later. Like for me, I pull Sparkle. I thought she was very useful because she's Harmony, cannot go wrong with Harmony, right? Then Sunday came out, then now Sparkle is not really used at all. Like, she's still useful, you can still use her, but in most cases you would still rather use your Sunday. Get what I mean? So yeah, by not pulling now, by not giving in to FOMO, you are winning because you're saving your pool currency. Once you spend your pool currency, it's gone. But if you save, it's still there. I know that's kind of obvious, yeah. But yeah, you get what I mean? If you already own Huo Huo like me on my F2P account, do not feel discouraged. Okay? Like I said before many times, okay? I don't just tell you to skip because I don't have it. Sometimes I do in the case of 3B. But I do have a good reason for that, which I explained already in the 3B video. But yeah, you may not like to hear this, but that's how gacha games are. Should they be like this? Debatable. But yeah, it's power creep. Just because she will not be as good as a possible new future healer does not mean that she's completely out of service. She will still do her job. She will just not feel as good as the new character. So one example is like when I use Liu and Jing right? They can get the job done sometimes, okay? Not all the time. Especially for Jing But they will not be as good as like Herter or Aglaia, of course, definitely. But they can still get the job done. Anyway, I have a really hot take. And every video I have a hot take. I feel, okay, okay, this is my opinion, that
oh no,
Huo Huo might be the exception for you to pull a third sustain, okay?
You what?
A third sustain, that means you already have two, okay? Because her healing just cannot make it. CMI, really cannot. Otherwise, you shouldn't really waste on a third sustain if you can still sustain fine. Like both your sustains are still keeping you alive. Regardless of whether your sustain is low or char, Aventurine, Lingsha, Pailu, or whoever. Doesn't matter. If you can still sustain fine, then, don't have to pull another sustain. Because when you think about it, right, it's a whole character pool. You could spend that whole character pool on like the latest DPS to help you carry the content, the latest support, or even, vertically invest, okay? I think that is still better than putting another sustain that's going to give you, 20% energy and 40% attack. Oh, that changes everything. I don't think so, honestly. It probably is not even going to change anything. You won't even notice that it changed anything, probably. Like, at the most, right, you will feel maybe it's more comfortable. But how much? You think about it. That small comfort of QL on the sustain, right, is it better than pulling for a character that has more value? Such as, let's say you put for Herter, okay? Instead of pulling for a healer. Herter is going to carry you a lot more and a lot further than that one sustain. It's going to carry you for that small buff, like 20% energy, 40% attack. I don't know what else they can give. But yeah, you get what I mean. Anyways, like I said before in most of my videos, the final decision is yours. Just because I say skip doesn't mean you skip. Just because I say pull doesn't mean you should pull. It's up to you. The reason I make these videos is to share my experience and give my take, which maybe could help you make a decision better. Thank you guys for watching. Take care. Have a great day. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.